Hello. Look, that's 27 staff of Synchron. We were open between Christmas and New Year. Unlike most licensees, we didn't close. Now, look, clearly the whole 27 weren't at their office and weren't working between Christmas and New Year, but we did have enough people in head office working so we could ensure that you are still paid in accordance with our service standard. And our service standard is within 48 hours of us receiving your money and a statement to go with that money, we will get that money out of our bank account and into your bank account. And we have maintained that service standard right throughout the year, including when we're overseas at our national conference in Hong Kong. Now, in fact, our remunerations department continued to pay commissions and fees while we're in Hong Kong, which is pretty cool, isn't it? We had an interesting 12 months. It'd be very easy to say that 2016 for Synchron was dominated by Synchron's fight with the State Revenue Office of Victoria over payroll tax. It's a fight we had to have. And unfortunately, we had to have that fight on our own. The State Revenue Office of Victoria decided that they wished to levy payroll tax of around 5% on the gross earnings of Synchron advisors and class them as employees of Synchron. Clearly they're not employees. You know that, I know that. But we had to fight the SRO over that. And that was a long, protracted fight. But we did that fight on behalf of not just Synchron, but on behalf of the whole industry. Interestingly, Risk Info magazine, in an article just before Christmas, rated the top 3 initiatives of 2016. And Synchron's fight with the SRO was one of those. In fact, Peter Sobels, the editor of Risk Info magazine, stated in part, the non-aligned licensee took on this challenge at a significant cost to itself, but in doing so scored a victory for all licensees and smaller advice businesses. So we're pretty proud of that. But that wasn't all that happened in 2016. In 2016, we saw a substantial increase in our market share. A great way to judge a business is by market share. We started the year at position number 7 in Australia for risk new business. Now, sure, there are lots of ways you can measure a business. You can measure it by turnover, you can measure it by funds under management, you can measure it by new business. And we find new business is a great way to measure Synchron because it's a measurement of activity. Now, when you consider that 37% of Synchron's total revenue comes from investment business and financial planning, not risk, that gives some idea of what the size of this organisation is. We ended the year as number 3. We ended the year at the 3rd largest licensee in Australia for risk new business. You know, as at today, for every 1,000 policies of life insurance arranged in Australia, 37 of them are arranged by Synchron advisors. That's 3.7% of the entire marketplace. That's a pretty big market share. You know, Synchron passed the 400 advisor mark during 2016. And in doing so, we found that we had to substantially increase our resources. And a result of passing that 400 mark, we increased our staffing in head office by a further 3 people. Michael Jones was appointed as compliance manager. Michael is a qualified lawyer and a very smart cookie indeed. Knows his stuff. We're very pleased to have Michael join us. Also, Paul Tooby joined us in the compliance department. And Faye, I hope I pronounced this right, Eroxis joined us as our new receptionist to allow Stacey to move on to greater duties with supporting Josie Vella. Faye's only just joined us, so please forgive me, Faye, if I've pronounced your surname wrong. We'll also be increasing our resources in remuneration and accounts department by an extra 1 in the new year. So that would be an increase of 4 staff members in head office, which is a substantial increase. During 2016, though, we did lose someone. Our long-time and highly respected Queensland manager, Jerry Porter, decided it was time to retire from his Synchron duties and either concentrate on family or maybe concentrate on his retail business. Jerry was the recipient of the Michael Murphy Award from the Association of Financial Advisors. That's the AFA's top award. We respected him and we loved Jerry dearly. And when Jerry had made that decision to move on, it was not a happy day for anyone. However, we were successful to convince Guy Vass to move from her native Victoria to Queensland and take on the role as Queensland manager. So Guy took on the role as Queensland manager late in the year. And we have already seen a change in the way Synchron deals with advisors in Queensland. And we congratulate Guy on her appointment. And I know she'll be a great addition to the Synchron team. In April, 280 delegates, in April of 2016, 280 delegates went to Hong Kong. What a cracker of a conference that was. I mean, post-conference, we actually even went on to Beijing and Xi'an, where the terracotta warriors are in Xi'an and the Great Wall of China, of course, and the Forbidden City in Beijing. That was fantastic. 2016 was our conference year. That means 2017 is an off year and 2018 will be our next conference year. And we will be announcing the venue of our next conference at the February Professional Development Day. In October, 64 professionals of our industry, both advisors and business development managers, got together in Alice Springs for our Next Gen conference. Now, we actually put a cap of Next Gen of 8 teams of 8 individuals, 64 people. So we actually have a waiting list of people wanting to come to Next Gen. So when we announce Next Gen's timing for 2017, if you're age 40 and under, can I strongly suggest you put your name down as quickly as physically possible, because you don't want to be on that waiting list. Next Gen is a cracker of a conference. It's something that's unusual. It's no one else in the industry has anything like it. 2016, what a great year. 2017, however, is in front of us. Now, we have at Synchron our own growth targets. We have our own development targets and our own ambitions. But foremost in our growth and development targets, foremost is our target to assist you in meeting your growth and development targets. And we'll be putting things in place, and have in the last 3 months been putting things in place to assist you reach those targets. February Professional Development Day will be the start of that. So please, I know it's early in the year and the kids have only just gone back from school holidays, but don't miss the February PD Day, because we will assist you. We will be able to give you some tools that will assist you meet those growth and development targets you have for your business. Our staff have all gone home. The skeleton staff we had here, they've gone, they're home with their family. John Pross is still here, he's working in his office, and I'm still here, but it's probably time John and I went home too. So we're going to close the doors on 2016. And when we do so, next time we see you, it'll be 2017. I wish you, and John does too, we wish you a very fantastic, safe, prosperous and happy new year. See you in 2017.